Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up.
All right. It's finally here. Week 1 of the NFL. Get excited, boys. This is what we have all been waiting for. Real football, none of this preseason junk. We can stop hearing about Steve's 40-yard dash and how much he benches, and we can actually talk about football. So, Week 1 preview. Here we are. We're going with the father-son duo, Cooper versus Max. Chalupa Batman and I, quote-unquote, don't chase young kids. So, let's talk about this. First game of the year, we've obviously not got a lot of stats to go off of, but I'm going to go through these matchups every week, try to just match up by position group. First group we're going to go over is obviously quarterbacks. We're a 2-quarterback league, most important position in football, so let's get it started. First of all, we got Cooper. Picking on Herbert. Herbert might be the, I don't know about sleeper pick of the draft, but definitely everyone looking for his upside. Not only is everybody thinking he's going to be great this year, but he gets Miami with a beat-up secondary in the highest over-under of the week, 51 points. It might have actually been tied with the Kansas City game after the Kelsey injury. That point total came down. If you don't know what I'm referring to with point totals, there's a good way to check out what you think a game will be or should be is looking at the Las Vegas point totals. A low point total is probably 42, 44. Anything under 40 is like stay away because they believe that the total game points is just not going to be very much. Anything over 50 is probably the highest of the week. You usually get 1 or 2 a week that are over 50, sometimes none. So average is probably around 45 to 48. So a little quick education because you will definitely hear me referencing that throughout the year a bunch. So back to Herbert, highest over-under of the week, meaning they should put up a bunch of points. I don't see it any differently. If he doesn't score 25 to 30 points, I'm going to be surprised. That should be a very high-scoring game. Then he's got Derek Carr. Look, Derek Carr might not be the best. He might be average, but he gets Tennessee. And no offense to TJ. By the way, thanks for editing this. Please edit this. Tennessee's defense is good against the run. They're a funnel defense. They let you pass the ball. In fact, they were the second worst in the league last year. Last in the league last year in passing defense. So they let you throw it. I mean, they're going to funnel you to throw. And while that may or may not work in real life, it certainly lets you score some fantasy points if you're the quarterback. So I actually expect Carr to have an above-average game here, so good both for Cooper in real life and good for his fantasy team. Now let's move on to Max. You got Purdy and Love. Well, I know you picked Purdy with your heart, and I don't think Purdy's going to be a bad pick all year. Unfortunately, he opens the season against Pittsburgh. They were a middle-of-the-road defense looking to get a lot better. Their over-under on the week, though, is 41. They expect this to be a low-scoring game, probably a lot of running, probably on both sides. I don't see a game where Purdy is getting anything above like 202. Well, that's okay. It ain't winning you the week versus Herbert. I think better weeks ahead, but probably not great for Purdy. Compare him to Derek Carr, probably in the same boat, but like I said, I think Carr can score some points this week, so I don't think Purdy's going to beat out either of them. And then you got Jordan Love in his first start here, I guess not really a rookie, but kind of his rookie season. Unfortunately, also an over-under of 43 points, so very low point total expected. Chicago's defense, second worst in the league versus the run last year, given they have Dillon and Jones. I would expect in the rookies or quasi-rookies first game, you see a whole lot of running. Don't see how this goes Max's way in this position group. So, Allen's stone cold lock. We're going with a Cooper. He takes the edge this week at the quarterback spot. Moving on to wide receivers, we've got Olave for Cooper, so he's got the stack with Carr again. I think wheels up. I mean, stack on a very bad pass defense. I don't see how that doesn't turn out well for you. Might even have some Mike Thomas love this week. Then you've got Ridley versus Indy. Maybe there's some hometown bias here, but Jags might be away, but they want to make a statement. I don't see how Ridley comes out of this game versus Indy without 15 points. I mean, I just think they're going to feed him the ball, kind of prove a point, and try to get him back into the swing of things. Then he's got Kadarius Toney. Go buy a lotto ticket. I don't know. He's getting you 0 or he's getting you 20 because he gets 2 goal line carries. I have no idea, but I'll call it on the low side. They're playing Detroit. Maybe they score. Who knows? Max normally would say, hey, Keenan Allen versus Miami again. High over under should be great. Unfortunately, you're playing against Herbert, so a lot of your points kind of get canceled out. Good for the position group, but not a big advantage when you have a wide receiver versus a quarterback. So it kind of cancels you out a little bit. Obviously, you still start him. He's your best receiver and should be great all year. Next, this is one of my bigger points. He's got Debo. Debo with Purdy with the stack. If Purdy throws both those touchdowns, Debo, he should be in good shape. But here's just my quick stat. Between Brendan Ayuk and Debo is not the man cover beater. Debo is good versus the zone. He is not good at all versus man coverage. He's actually fairly bad at it. Brendan Ayuk, on the other hand, is the total opposite. He destroys man coverages. So this week they play Pittsburgh, who is one of the few teams in the league that does not play a zone primarily. 75% plus of total defenses last year were zone coverages, where the Steelers ran well over 80% man. So they run the man zone or the man coverage, and I just think this is going to be a Brandon Ayuk week in the passing game. So while Debo should be fine on the year, I just don't think this is a Debo week, and I think this will be the problem with the San Francisco offense all year. It's going to be one guy and not the other, and then there's going to be a random George Kittle week, and then McCaffrey's going to have 4 touchdowns one week, and it's just going to be really hard to call. But I think this week I would plant my flag on Ayuk, not on Debo, so that kind of hurts you. And then there's Juju. I mean, he's Juju. I don't care. What is he going to do, 6 for 60? I think that's what you get out of Juju every week, and pray to God that he gets you one of his 4 touchdowns that he scores all year. But he's playing Philly. What's the upside? I just don't see a whole lot. So we're going to go Allen Stone Cold Lock again, going to Cooper. Just don't see how this doesn't go his way at this position group this week. All right, moving on to running back. Cooper has got Eckler versus Miami. Again, large over-under, so Eckler should have a pretty good game. Usually, that quarterback-running back combo, not what you want to go for. It really does limit you. But when you have that pass-catching running back, you might get lucky. If Herbert throws something to Eckler, you kind of get those double points. It's a stack, and Eckler has scored plenty through the air through the years, or past 2 years at least. So generally not the stack you want, but this should work out. Now, Khalil Herbert, on the other hand, I don't know, man. I got no fancy stats. He's splitting with Foreman. Fields is probably going to be the best rusher. Maybe a goal line carry, but Foreman's a better goal line guy. I don't know. I don't know. But, again, buy a lotto ticket. He could go for 40 yards, or he could have 2 goal line carries for touchdowns. I have no idea. They'll be an interesting group to watch this year. All right, moving on to Max. Max has got Aaron Jones. One of, I think, your strongest plays of the week, Aaron Jones. And, by the way, your running backs are very solid. Aaron Jones versus Chicago. Again, Chicago's second worst run defense. He's got his, quasi-rookie quarterback. I don't know how Jones doesn't get fed. There's no way they let Love put it up a whole bunch. All of their receivers are injured. Why would you not feed Aaron Jones and Dillon, for that matter, this week? I think he eats. I think he's very good. I think he might actually keep up with Eckler this week. Eckler get more catches, so probably Eckler's edge there. But still, I like Aaron Jones a lot this week. And your second running back, Dameon Pierce, one of my sleepers for the late round running back, unfortunately goes up against Baltimore this week. So rookie quarterback against Baltimore in Baltimore. Yikes. So, Stone Cold Lock again. Should be more of a blowout with Eckler on Cooper's side. I think it's closer than it looks, but I'm still going with Cooper here. Like I said, love Jones, but too much on Cooper's side. Next up, tight end group, Chig versus Noah Gray. Man, this is a real battle of the Titans here, huh? I'll take a flyer on Noah Gray. I figure Kansas City's got to put it up tonight. Sure, we'll go with Noah Gray. I don't know what everybody sees in Chig. You got a team that doesn't really pass the ball at all, that's going to feed Henry. Why do you want this guy? I mean, Hopkins and Burks are on the field. How much volume is he going to get? I don't get it. So, not excited about Chig at all. I'll have to see it to believe it. I will take an unknown Noah Gray. So, Allen's quasi, kind of, maybe stone cold lock Noah Gray this week. So, edge going to Max. Next up, the flex spot. You guys got two people on the same team, Javonte versus, or Javonta, right? Javonta, whatever. The running back for Denver versus Marvin Mims, who maybe a few weeks ago we didn't even realize was going to play, but there are a lot of injuries in Denver. Now, while I am not a Russ fan, which was made clear in the chat, Las Vegas is absolutely terrible. I mean, like, atrociously bad on defense. They were second to last against the run, against the pass defense last year, but their run defense was kind of average, but that's only because everybody was throwing on them and they didn't have to run the ball. So, I just think that Denver is going to try to put it up. If I'm Denver, I got to try to build Russ's confidence. I mean, he just was so bad last year. I don't care if I'm giving him swing passes or slants. I mean, I've got to try to build him up. So I think they try to pass against a team with a bad pass defense. So you want to take the running back who's splitting time with Pirine, or do you want to take Mims? I'm going to take a flyer here and say Mims has a better game. Yes, please give me that pass catcher in this matchup. So I'm going to go with Allen Stone Cold Lock this week of Max in the flex. So let's wrap this up. We can skip the kickers and defenses quickly. Hey, it's Tucker versus Dicker, maybe the two best kickers in the league. So battle of the Titans there. Then you got New Orleans versus San Francisco. You guys apparently love your special teams. Maybe we'll get some IDP going. Yeah, that'll never, ever, ever happen. All right, so who takes week one? Here's the preview. Big Daddy Cooper. He chases the young kid Max and catches him for the win. That's it. That's what I got. Let me know in the chat what you think. We're going to close up tonight. Watch this Kansas City game. Enjoy the first game of the season, boys. Welcome to 2023. Peace out.